Nightfall in Minneapolis in December usually spells freezing temps, and that is precisely the case outside these walls. But we are a comfortable 72 degrees inside U.S. Bank Stadium. Tonight, we wrap up the first 13 weeks of the season with a good Monday nighter between the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at second down. This defense for the Falcons, they were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it makes it third down and 2 yards to go. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. The Vikings had 8-3 now. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. You can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coached some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll get this up to about the 40.
Jones again.
It was Jaron Reed who got him down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Stafford. This is caught. It's Brown. And they're able to work this to the 25. It's a game of 45.
We expected this defense to be tested by this passing game coming into this one. And there's an example on this first possession of the game.
Stafford on first down. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. A shotgun snap for Stafford. That'll be caught by Cup. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Stafford, catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. It's safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a third down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already.
Trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade Aluakin. And the Falcons will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. And see, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. Now Tua. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. The first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter, because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
Tua now on first down. And that is incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talked about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Running left, Taylor. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two, because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield, incomplete.
That's a nice job there, because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Santos' kick is up and through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford, he's going deep for Brown. And this throw will be intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And the Falcons are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. The corner, Stephon Gilmore, on the stop.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
It'll be a gain of 5. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up third and inches.
Throwing now is MLOA. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't say it last week, but it's a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Our man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. Throwing on third down, Stafford. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Cooper Kupp with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Vikings have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. So he scrambled right, but was able to look back toward the middle of the end zone to find the target.
As you know, in this game, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules because we all know most guys throwing the football are taught never throw back into the middle of the field on a scramble. He did it and got away with it for a touchdown.
Instinct sometimes, right? They just take over.
Instinct and vision. Sometimes you just see people who are open, you're able to get it to them.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. To throw again on second down. Tua. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Looking to pass. Tua. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
At their own 42-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. The football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Now a first down carry by Jones. Brian Burns, the one to bring him down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And now this one may draw a penalty. He just blindly threw that one to the sideline. And, yep, indeed, the flag is out. So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose it down on the grounding call. Now it's Stafford. And he can't escape, and down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This will be fielded at the 17. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it will be Falcon football. Going right side, he finds Slayton. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Now Tua just going to bat this forward on the end around. And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
2nd and 10. On play action, here's Tua. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Tua to throw again. Able to connect with Dotson. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 14 yards there, and a Falcon first down. Here's Tua. Incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be about 60% just to be in the average range.
So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Stafford. He's going deep for Brown. On Stafford for the third time is intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Falcons are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Back to Taylor on first down. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they're dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, if there's a bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
The offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Tua going to throw. This will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Play action. Now it's Tua. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Vikings are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 43-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop. Never got going. A loss of a couple. And it's 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing. And they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason, working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Obviously searching for their first touchdown of this game. That quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that third down snap.
Here comes Grant on the return. It'll be a 39-yard punt, give him a good 10 yards on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Have a great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal. They'll certainly have the green light here. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Stafford now to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's Jordan Stout now. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. .43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Now Tua on the bootleg here. Powering forward. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Falcons going to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. 2 and now on first down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
This defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
And he goes diving forward to try to get an extra yard or two. So we reach halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either, so certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stock troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down, his fourth catch of the game after having 3 in the first half. Going right back to Dodson. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up second down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
45 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
First and 10, Taylor now. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
On second down, it's Taylor. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 7 yards on the carry, making 3rd and 4 coming up.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot. And on that play, they were able to stop them short of a first down.
They get this out quickly to the left side. They're unable to break away and stop a few yards shy. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. The Vikings defense is going to get the football back. The Minnesota offense are not ready to get this next drive underway. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Going up top for Cup. And this one is incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Stafford. Throw left side, complete to Cup. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations, quite the accomplishment. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Brown. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to make it 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter. They'll boot it away from about his 35. This is fielded at the 7. A 40-yard punt, giving 3 on the return. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
They're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They fake the handoff, now Tua. he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
His impatience has to be bumbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
And some space here. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles about the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
On second down and 4. Tua. His throw incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. They go for it on fourth down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Jonathan Taylor hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in this third quarter. Santos with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, the passing game isn't working. Usually not much else is working either.
Exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be.
He's got a man complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Well, he's been doing this for more than a decade now, showing that he's still got that arm strength from back when he was the #1 overall pick.
And I tell you from our broadcast booth, because we're pretty close to the 50, we had the best view, a bird's eye view of that throw, and it was an absolute thing of beauty to watch. Never ceases to amaze me, the arm strength of these guys.
An inside give to Jones. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Second down, another shot for Jones. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. From the gun, here's Stafford. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. A.J. Boye with a pick. And the Falcons are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. So that, a definite deflator there on the interception.
Yeah, you work your way down the field thinking you're in position for a go-ahead score. But all it takes is one errant throw, and this one winds up a turnover.
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. 106 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They run once more with Taylor. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. So first and second down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is incomplete. Oh, like he had a pretty good line on that. That would have been a big play. They could not pull it in. Now here's Ricardo Sanchez, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Returnable for Grant. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And incomplete on the deep ball. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because of
pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Daniil Hunter, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This will be 3rd and forever. Now Stafford. And that will be incomplete. A 4th and very long coming up. You're out of field goal range. I don't know that you can go for this.
Well, I know that you want to, right? You know that they want to say, hey, let's go for this. We've got the perfect play drawn up. Let's do it. But I wouldn't go for it either. I agree with you totally. You're only down 1 score. Punt it. Let your defense pick you up.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Tua sets up to pass it. That's complete to his running back, Taylor. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to take it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. On the counter, it's Taylor. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
Now a play fake. Here's MLOA. He'll buy some time right. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And the Vikings are right back in this football game. He went on the move there and started rolling out. I thought there was a window, but that window closed quickly and intercepted.
And sometimes, despite how big your arm talent is, you don't get enough on a throw when you're on the move as opposed to setting your feet and stepping into one. That may have been the case there, and the defense certainly benefited.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. After the interception, here's Stafford. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Stafford on first down. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And some room to maneuver. A big play there on the catch and run. 46 yards.
Well, this is really where Cooper Kupp separates himself from some of the other receivers. His ability to make plays happen after the catch.
Now Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Second down and goal. Stafford. And that's intercepted yet again. And that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by Cameron Curl. And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. MLOA working out of the gun, sliding out of the pocket. And he slides and covers up at the end. This is going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now a timeout coming in here defensively, as they stop it before the 2-minute warning with 2:09 to go in the game. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll try the left side with Taylor. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4.
112 yards rushing for him so far in this one as he nears 1,400 for the year.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 15 on the year and second of the game. And the Falcons get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
If this offense can't get it done, they'll think back to just a few plays and say to themselves, this was a winnable game and we let it get away. Still a chance to save it, but time's definitely running out.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Stafford now to throw. Got a man open. It's Tyler Higbee. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Stafford. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Falcons are close to finishing off this football game. The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, on one side of this, Charles, an impressive victory. On the other, I mean, you think about it, they scored in the first quarter, but then they didn't score in quarters 2, 3, or 4. They're going to have a lot of work to do before stepping back on the field.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting tape to analyze, won't it? Because why did it work in the first quarter, but nothing in quarters 2, 3, and 4? So we always talk about adjustments. You don't just wait till halftime. You do it series to series. They'll be working on that in preparation for their next game.
So for the Falcons, they continue to be one of the best teams around as they move to 10-2. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, it's a tough one to swallow as they drop back to 8-4 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.